It's dark, it's depressing, it's tough as hell, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite games. Just for real quick, I'd like to share some early thoughts on Bloodborne. Bloodborne is a new title by From Software and Sony Japan Studio. Being a spiritual successor to the developer's previous PlayStation exclusive Demon's Souls, Bloodborne carries over the high difficulty that the Souls games are known for, as well as several gameplay elements. Hey, does that meet the requirements for a history lesson intro? Okay, good. Bloodborne does a great job of giving people more of what they already love, but keeping it different enough to make it feel fresh. On the outset, yes, this game does look like just another entry into the Souls series. However, once you start getting into it, you begin to notice the things that make it unique. The first and least subtle change is the setting. Gone is the high fantasy land full of knights, wizards, and dragons. Instead, players find themselves in Yharnam, a bleak and dreary gothic horror setting where catching the plague and a pitchfork up the ass is considered a pretty good day. This game world feels equally expansive and claustrophobic. There's an area early on that gives you a big open view of the world, then just mere moments later you're fighting through enemies down a cramped city street. Yharnam itself is one of my favorite parts of the game, and it's backed up by some excellent sound design. Ambient groans and screams mixed with the sounds of your steps on a cobblestone street really adds to the creepy and unsettling atmosphere. Second, we have the combat and the addition of firearms. This is what really sets Bloodborne apart. Combat in this game is more offensive focused. In the Souls games, finding yourself in combat situations often required you to hang back and block, dodge, or even parry enemy attacks to even give yourself a chance. Bloodborne forgoes this process and instead gives you a gun. Now, on paper, giving the player a gun sounds like it could break the system and potentially make things too easy, because, it's a gun. However, they balance it by making it so the gun actually does very little from range. Instead, it's used more as a tool to stun your opponent and open them up for a visceral attack for a lot of damage. This is an excellent shake-up to the formula. Getting the timing of that shot just right and following it up by ripping into their chest is a very satisfying feeling, especially when you're low on health and can't sneak away to get in a quick heal. Speaking of healing, that's another change that I enjoy. The Estus flask system and its limited uses are gone. Instead, you have blood vials, and you can hold up to 20 of them at a time. They're good for replenishing a big chunk of health, and they're everywhere, so don't feel like you have to ration them out. You can always find more. Also added is a new system where you actually attack enemies to regain your health. When you get hit, your health doesn't deplete right away, and if you rip the bastard a new one while that bar is still yellow, you'll get that health back. It's a way of making sure that players stay in the game for longer periods rather than, dying, loading, etc. It may sound like this game is all sunshine and rainbows so far, but it doesn't come without its fair share of issues. First off, the loading times are abysmal, sometimes taking upwards of 30 seconds to get through. In a game like this, that is horrendous. When you're taking on a boss and you get so close to taking them down but they take you out first, you don't want to wait through loading screens that take that long. It kills the flow of the game and makes dying even more frustrating. I'm still enjoying Bloodborne wholeheartedly. Like I stated earlier, it's more of what I love from the Souls games, with just enough changes to keep things fresh. As of right now, I've only gotten past the first real boss of the game, so this was just to share some of my initial thoughts. Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you have some thoughts on Bloodborne, please leave them in the comments down below. If you'd like to, you can wander on down and click those like and subscribe buttons as well. And if you'd like to see more of Bloodborne in action, then click right here to head over to Dumpster Gameplay. We're currently doing a playthrough of the game at the expense of our own sanity. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.